Okay, so we're doing the short patterns here, and say you're on this E string shape here. You don't know what cage you're in. You don't have the labels on your guitar. You wouldn't want to put G cross C cross D there, because what if I'm doing in a different key? Then it would have a different key structure, like a like a conveyor belt or something. So that's why we don't label. The only thing that's really hard labeled is the note colors. They don't change. This is G. Okay, it's G below middle C. Here's middle C. Here's middle C. I think this is middle C here. Now I forgot. But anyway, to make a long story short, so we've got these rules, and they're easy rules. It's not like, oh, there's these rules we have to follow. They're rules that you want to follow. You want to follow these rules. Now, another way of looking at it is, here's your string shape. So we're 7 root 2. Let's say we'll start in the middle here somewhere. Okay, so we'll start down here on the 3rd string. Okay, in the short patterns, we go up for the fifth of that string shape. Remember, the 5th of the E string shape is the C string shape. As we go around the string shape circle, 5th of C is G, 5th of G is D, 5th of D is A, 5th of A is E, but the 5th of E is C, not B, and the 4th are the other way around. So the 4th is the C string shape, which is the string underneath it. The 5th is the string above it, and the next cage and the next pentatonic are horizontal, because we want to link them horizontally, but we don't have to do that. I could have wrote 5th here and 4th here. Certainly there is the next cage, but this would kind of overlap like that. That's kind of not quite accurate. I made both of these things in 2 days. So that next cage and next pentatonic would kind of overlap there. So what they really should say is this: the 5th is over here, like this, and the 4th is over here. Okay, so that's what's going on horizontally. So a string shape is just part of a cage. It's the bottom string of a cage. So if we're in the C cage, the C string shape's on the bottom string. 3, 4, 5. Okay, and here's root. Here's 3, here's 5, here's root. We're going to use that triad when we get to the cutouts. The cutouts are on the next chart, so don't worry about it. So here we have it at a certain string shape. Let's look at the A string shape. I want to get in the middle here so we don't have to worry about the tuning warp. 5, 6. The 5th of A is what? E. There's 7 root 2. Here's 5, 6. The 4th of A is, I should know this quicker, D. It's going to be 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's your 4th string shape. Here's your 4th string shape. Here's your string shape. Here's its 5th. This is in the short system now. Now, going up, we have the 5th again, which is what? It's going to be that E again. And going down, we have that D right there. But we want to shape fit at that point, so let's look at it. Here's our A, but we want A in the middle, so it's in the G box right there where we were playing it. 5, 6. Here's its 5th. It's 7 root 2. 5th of A is E. You got to shape fit it. You see how it goes over one, because the short patterns head towards the fret nut. Going down, we have the D. Okay, so that's our 7L pattern there, right there. That's our 7L pattern. So you have the nice 7L pattern there. Okay. Alright, so let's look at it. Let's start on it. Now this is the short patterns here. These are short cages right here. Let's start on a base. Let's start on that C then. Or you want to start on the A, we can start on the A, 5, 6. So it'd be an A-shaped C up here. So we got the bass string shape is the A. The second string up is the string shape fifth. Fifth of A is E. The third string up is the next pentatonic scale. Remember, after A is C, right? C, D, E, or root 2, 3, 5, 6, root. C, D, E, G, A, root. So the next one up from A is the C string shape. Okay, so we've got, now remember, on the third string now, next pentatonic. Next pentatonic means the next letter in the pentatonic ascending scale in the key of C. So that'd be our C right there. Okay, and then the fourth string is going to be the next pentatonic, the next caged letter advance in the caged word. So instead of going from A to C, which is caged spelled backwards, we go from A to G. Okay, and we don't want to play a B flat there because I'm down tuned here. Okay, so that's our G is the next caged letter. Now the fifth string is going to be the string shape fourth. Same thing over here, the string underneath it. So at A, the fourth of A is D. And just have to fit it in there. That's how that works. So we got, with the short cages here, we have 5, 6, the root. We have its fifth. The fifth of A is E, 7 root 2. We have a pentatonic advance. A goes to C in a pentatonic scale. Remember, here's our pentatonic scale. A, C, D, E, right? C, D, E. There's a pentatonic scale right there. C, D, E, G, A. Okay, so the third one is the pentatonic advance. The fourth is a caged advance. We have the word cage, C-A-G-E-D. So the A goes to G. In the fourth string, the A goes to the G here, and you just shape fit it right there. Fifth string is the fourth of the bass string shape. So it's D is the fourth of A, 2, 3, 4. So that's how that works. And then you do it kind of in reverse. So let's go over to the G box where we have an A in the middle here. Okay, so we're playing this A in the middle here in the G box. And what if you want to know what cage you're in? Well, you know that that's a pentatonic scale above the cage you're in, so you just do a caged advance from the pentatonic scale, goes backwards to forwards again. So a caged advance in the A shape is going to be C-A-G. We're in the G box. This is the G box. Okay, and the same thing if we want to, if we're playing, let's say, the A on the fourth string, now you know it's going to be a caged advance from the cage that you're in short string shapes. So you want to take a pentatonic to reverse that cage advance. So if you're in an A here on the fourth string, you want to go, I'm just using the notes where they are so I don't make mistakes on the lesson. So the it's going to be a cage advance, but we want to reverse that. So it's going to be a pentatonic advance from A is going to be the C cage. Here's your C cage. Now how do we do that for the long patterns? We're going to do that in the next segment. We're going to find out how we can do that for the long patterns, and guess what? It's pretty easy. So we're going to do play away first and then the cutouts. they're not as easy.